I am so evil, Swarm. Today we're using the Evilswarm deck. We faced it a few times before in duel videos, but now we're finally using it. Mr. Sal requested me to use an Evilswarm deck. And I had an Evilswarm deck at the time the request was made, but I do take these requests in order, so to have it be fair for the rest of the people. So I had to wait, and this an interesting thing. Usually I just make my deck for singles, but Mr. Sal requested a proper side deck, so I finished the side deck. Hopefully you'll like it, you'll approve of it. All right. Looks like we're just gonna go first turn off Eon. That's generally what Evilswarms do. So we can use reinforcements. Wait for the deck to open. Get a 1 warrior. Evilswarm caster. And then summon a Thunderbird alongside it, because we can use Mandragora later for an extra XCs. Thunderbird's really there as like as an extra summon, also just to be another level 4 Evilswarm. It has pretty good attack, can get to 1950 after its attack and dodge things like Mirror Force, which is nice. You can overlay. Go to Ophion. Question is what I want to search for. We could search for a second Pandemic, which is what I think I'll do, just to defend Ophion. I could search for the one continuous tribe, it's just infestation. Infection? No. I'm not sure. Well, detaching caster in case Karikion comes out soon and I have another thing there that I don't care about that isn't Thunderbird, because otherwise it wouldn't matter. But getting rid of caster so that I can get it back easily would Karikion come out pretty darn soon. Alright, where's the other one? We have one copy of this thing. Just let me play! For this once, I'm gonna leave this in, as long as this next duel works. Evilswarm recording, and as proof, I just click on the first person that joins. Last person took a while to join, like 20 seconds or so. So can you click on the first person that joins? Boom. See, I attract people of low rating. Last guy was 100 nothing. This guy's 109. Although 109 will mean that rated has been played before, just not in this format yet. Although it may have. May have just like won once and lost a couple times. Alright, we get an Ophion opening. Reinforcements of the army, we can get Caster and the normal Mandragora. I do hope we'll just get like a Thunderbird so we can special Mandragora in this turn. Rescue Rabbit. If you're going Evilswarm now, that would be interesting. Because then I would have loved to go first because Solemn Warning. This deck does like to go for Evilswarm! Mirror match! Please let this video work. Let's play mirror match. Gonna go into Ophion. Gonna very likely search for the Pandemic. Alright, let's see this. Three face downs, including very likely a Pandemic. And we could go right. Really, it would have been amazing if we just had select some warning or mistake first turn. Last time we could make Ophion, but we didn't really have any counter stuff. Now we have both mistake and solemn warning. Best play right now, I guess, would be reinforcements into something. Well, we have to go for caster. Otherwise, it probably would have gone into Thunderbird and just Mandragora and the normal Thunderbird. Then we can. What can we XCs into that can beat that thing? I would want to go into Bahamut, that'd be great. But I don't have another Evilswarm in my hand to work with it. The rewards we can't make. Rebellion can beat it. No, Rebellion can't. Although with its effect it can. Dragon Zero can't, Bahamut can't, Peppy, Silent Honor. Though let's see, if we make Exciton, then we have 5 cards. They have 6 because they searched. And because Exciton isn't a spell trap, it would work. Now this is an interesting Evilswarm Evilswarm. Excite on it. So like Pandemic and stuff still works on it. Alright. I feel we have to go Xyz to beat him. So I want to go Exciton. Silent Honor would have been another option. I could go Dark Rebellion as well. So that in case... Wait, if he stops the thing, then I can't summon Dark Armor anyway because of Ophion. Anyway, we've been having the opponent wait for so long. Let's reveal to them that we're playing a mirror match. We are adding Evilswarm Caster. We are normal summoning it. And then we are normal summoning Mandragora. Yeah, we'll have 5, they have 6, so that'll be interesting. Hopefully it'll work. If not, we're sort of in trouble. Because Raigeki won't be able to take it out because of Pandemic. We'll need something else. A Mistake, I suppose, can sort of stop him and Solemn Warning only a next summon. Evilswarm Exciton Knight! Unless Solemn Warning comes out now. I can chain to it. Wait, he'll shuffle it away and then I can't chain to it, but it'll add something back. Are you using the effect immediately? If yes, I'll let you add, because I can't chain to it, because at the time I can chain, you'll have 5. Then I'll just use it after, because then you'll have 6 again. Just making sure. Not sure why they do that though. Because they can chain to me, but the opponent having more cards is only upon activations. So I think that they misread or misunderstand that. Once per chain, yeah, it doesn't have to say that way. F. I saw them doing it like as I was typing it, but they're too late now. I give them enough time to think about it. Otherwise, it wouldn't matter much. Because they just shuffle something back in, get something, and still destroy it. They would have one other Evilswarm in the hand, but that's it. Typo there, but happens every now and then. Station Infection doesn't save Ophion. Yes! Alright, get rid of the Mirror Force. That is good. That is very good. Now, they won't take any damage for the rest of their turn, but we took out a lot of their forces in one hit, and we can stop them from searching with Mistake, and Solemn Warning will stop with Summon. So we're looking very good. And with one Dark in the Grave already. Where's your Karikion at? Yeah, I was gonna allow yeah, if Karikion comes out, it's just like, Solemn Warning K. Thanks, bye. Ooh. Okay. They're probably gonna Xyz. I hope. In a way, I hope they are. Ooh. They could Xyz. I've wanted something else, because then they'd have to Xyz and I could use Warning. But I'm forced to use Solemn Warning here. Because Heliotrope can just take him out. Because I have 5 cards and they have 3. Damn it. I'll have to use it on the It's a normal summon that doesn't start a chain, because caster's continuous effect, so I can use it on Heliotrope. Now what are they gonna do? Now they have 4 darks in the grave, so would they even have drawn to Dark Arm Dragon? It's not that dangerous anymore now, unless they get rid of one via like Karikion or something. We have 1 in the grave. We get the Pandemic. So this thing is now safe from spells and traps, because remember, it's an Evilswarm. Can't do much else right now though, so we'll just attack. Nice, nice. Chances are that the 100 difference won't matter, but it's there. I didn't look at what positions the cards were in their hand and if they actually shuffled last turn, but they'd need to have at least had either Caster or Heliotrope in the hand. Oh, damn it! This is where I wanted Solemn Warning. Okay. Mistake. Add an Evilswarm to hand. And they get a free summon. If they have a third Evilswarm in their hand, that's gonna be painful. And because Excited Knight is light, I will only have 2 darks in the grave. Chances are they're just gonna summon Heliotrope, attack into Excited Knight, then Karikion over it, then Karikion Dark Attack, then Ophion. That's what I expect. Unless they have another Evilswarm in the hand, in which case they could go Bahamut. They go first, and then are they going Bahamut now? Well, they're gonna go Ophion to get Pandemic to make sure that they're safe from my face downs. I think. Not that my face downs can do anything against them. So in that sense, Ophion is good, because that means less damage for me. I can stop their search with Mistake, I can then use Raigeki to destroy them. Yes. Good. Mistake! You can't add anything. Will you attack? I still assume so. It'll be 650. Yeah. Right, we have 2 darks in here now. 1 more and we can summon Dark Arm Dragon, which would be great, but we need to get rid of Ophion first. Which we can with Raigeki. Chances are they don't have their Pandemic. Although that may be Pandemic. If so, we'll just find it. There's our third dark that we want. It's summoned back at the rest. No, I wanted to use, I was thinking about using Thunderbird, then Raigeki to manage Thunderbird, then I'd have it back at 1950, but then I wouldn't get the direct attack this turn, which I do definitely want. And I still have the Pandemic to save him. So, Raigeki. Let's keep playing. Please keep playing. Right. If that's true, then okay. But it's really coincidental. Okay then. Duel. What? See you in the deck profile. We are here for the deck profile. Once again, it was Mr. Sal who requested this Evilswarm deck with proper side deck. Because I usually don't do that. I usually just use these for single duels. Because that's just my preferred way of playing. But I do have a side deck for you for this one. Right, going into the deck, we have 3 Evilswarm Heliotrope. It's a nice 1950 attacker, which is strong. Can't get over Excited Knight. And because Rescue Rabbit into these things is just an instant Ophion, or Bahamut, but generally Ophion, which is great. Caster to help summon stuff with the reinforcements of the army to search for it. Karikion, once you have some Evilswarms in the grave, this can also be an instant. This can just be a 1-card Ophion. Mandragora does require another card, but it's special summon plus another card to normal summon. Also makes like Ophion. I keep saying Ophion because that's just pretty much always what you go into, but you do have a lot of other options, as you can see. Two Thunderbirds, just because I wanted some extra Evilswarms in there. Also, like to have Caster a bit more playable, but also because it can dodge like things like Mirror Force, Dimensional Prison, come back in 1950, which is still strong. And using a Dark deck, so why not really use Dark Arm Dragon? It's a very strong card, and it doesn't really work against the way the deck plays, and the deck doesn't really work against how Dark Arm Dragon plays. 3, Infestation Pandemic. I consider 2, but 3 is really good because spells and traps are still very strong, and this just protects you from that. Reinforcements already went over that. 2, Mystical Space Typhoon to destroy back row. It's a staple, so you don't really need to know much about it. Raigeki to destroy stuff. Soul Charge, if you have some stuff in the grave, and you don't really have you only have like one Heliotrope in your hand or one Thunderbird. You can use Soul Charge to get some stuff on the field. Things like Ophion to defend yourself for a turn. Get Pandemic, have a good attack on, like attack bar on to defend yourself. And then you pretty much just go attacking, and the next turn you'll be able to play a good move. Seeing as this deck doesn't make use of the graveyard too much, notes that Karekion and Dark Arm do. However, it doesn't require the graveyard too much like things like Shadows do. This deck runs both Dimensional Fissure and Macrocosmos. If you want to take one of them out, I guess take Fissure out, because Cosmos this banishes more stuff, and having your spells and traps banished really doesn't matter, because only the monsters matter for both Dark and for Karekion. But Macrocosmos and Dimensional Fissure stop a lot of them, like the meta. Like Shadow will definitely not like it. Narcos won't really be happy with it. A lot of decks these days also search, like Fire Formation Tenki for Yosenju, Necrons with their Brionek, with their Clozolas, with the Preparation of Rites, Evilswarm with Ophion. A lot more cards and decks that search, and Mistake will be able to stop that. And generally, I don't run Mistake because my decks search as well, like my Yosenju searches, my Constellar has both Reinforcements of the Army and Fire Formation Tenki. I really don't like that. This deck does have 3 Reinforcements of the Army and an Ophion that searches for stuff, but comparing that to how much of the opponent's stuff you can stop, this is really worth a main deck thing, because so many other meta decks just search. If the opponent doesn't search, or you really feel it's not doing you too well, you can always side it out, but generally I do like it in this deck. 2, Mirror Force, because Mirror Force is becoming more of a thing again this format. Because like Shadows and Burning Abyss are becoming a little less of a thing. They're still there, and against them you may not want to use Mirror Force, because that'll just activate all of their effects. So if you're facing such decks, you may want to just side them out for other things. 2, Fiendish Chain, stops attacks, negates effects. I've always had the discussion like Fiendish Chain, Breakthrough Skill. I generally just like Fiendish Chain more because it can stop attacks as well. Advantages of Breakthrough Skill is that it can't be like MSD can't be chained to it to stop it, can't be chained to it later to stop it, but if MSD isn't played, Fiendish Chain can stay active for multiple turns. Breakthrough Skill can be activated again on a later turn from the graveyard, so there's like pros, there's cons. I prefer Fiendish Chain generally. Bottomless Strapple, staple card. Vanity's Emptiness. This deck, once it has the Ophion out, doesn't special summon much. The only other special summon you'd see is Dark Arm Dragon, and like the ones from Rescue or whatever, but that's it. Of one Infestation Infection Champ, you search for like the cards you need. If you have like just a Thunderbird and a Heliotrope stuck in your hand, but you don't really have a way to like make the extra summon, you can search for a Caster or a Karekion or a Mandragore or whatever you feel is appropriate. And you can also, if you have like a monster on the field, let's say Heliotrope, and you want to save it from Raigeki, and you have this thing, might as well shuffle Heliotrope back to search for something, because Heliotrope is going to leave the field anyway. Do note that it's a cost to shuffle a thing from your side of the field into the main deck, and it specifically says main deck, not deck. So things like Evilswarm Ophion cannot be shuffled back, because it cannot go into the main deck, it goes into the extra deck because it's an Xyz monster, and because you cannot pay the cost, you cannot activate the effect at all. So note that this doesn't work with Xyz monsters. And then Solemn Warning Compulsory Evacuation Device as stables, really. Solemn Warning stops summons and compulsory gets rid of like Xyz stuff generally that you don't want to see on the field. Extra deck, Evilswarm Nightmare. Barely go into it. I was looking at some other Evilswarm decks, and a few didn't run this one. One of the suggestions was like if someone plays something big like Necrons Trishula, you can flip it face down. and then have an easier time attacking it and destroying it later. Cowboy is sort of a staple to do some extra damage. Can help you get over monsters that are almost 3,000 attack. Generally, it's there for the second effect though. Maestro to sort of help you get over some stuff by flipping them into face and defense. It can also save itself from destruction, which I really like. Exciter Knight to blow up the field, because stealth to get rid of monsters easily. Same for 101. I both really like them. Pappy, I was once just like with Nightmare. This was used in like Nightmare was used in one more deck than I saw Pappy. I believe I've watched like 4 or 5 decks, and Pappy was in like 2 of them. 2 Bahamut. You definitely don't go into it as much as Ophion, but 2 Bahamut is very good. Because if you have an additional Evilswarm in your hand, like one of your Evilswarms, you can discard it, take control of an opponent's monster, but you don't get anything like, oh, you can't summon that turn, or no, that monster cannot attack this turn, or you have to give it back at the end of the turn. Nothing like that. You just take the monster, you can attack with it, you can tribute it, anything. So Bahamut can in essence be really good. Ragnar Zero is in there because there's still a couple decks like Constellars, but even not that they're really meta, even though I don't like to use the term. Yosenju, Clifford generally, and maybe some other cards that'll help increase or decrease attack. Ragnar Zero can help destroy those monsters, and even get you a nice little draw. Dark Rebellion Exceeds Dragon to help get over really big monsters. 3 Ophion because you'll very likely go into at least 2 per game, and having a third one is very nice. It's good amount of times you go into 3. And then finally, Evilswarm Ouroboros. Sorry. Evilswarm Ouroboros has some nice effects. Can get rid of cards in the hand, from the graveyard, and from the field. Costs 3 monsters, however, it can then be defended with Infestation Pandemic. That's very nice. For the side deck, we have a 3rd MSD where you feel the spell trap destruction is necessary. Light Imprisoning Mirror for both Star Seraph and Stellar Knight. Mind Crush, as I said, a lot of decks search. With Mind Crush, you can, if you allow them to search, you can just send it away. Do be careful with Mind Crush and Shadol cards, because a lot of Shadol monsters get effects from that. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, previously known as Yuki Usagi. Very nice extra tuner monster, which can help destroy stuff. Note that it doesn't actually negate the effect, it just destroys the card. So if it's used with like a continuous spell, continuous trap, field spell, pendulum card that activates its effect, then all those cards that I just named need to stay face up on the field to resolve. So if you chain this to it and destroy the card, so let's say Clifford Scout that just paid 800 life points to get the search, destroy it with this card, the search is gone. But using it on a monster, let's say Necron's of Trishula, then you chain this, Trishula destroyed, but its effect is not negated, so its effect will still resolve. However, that does mean Trishula is still off the field, so this can be very nice. And notice a level 3 tuner. So with me, like, I haven't used Nightmare or Pappy in this deck yet. There's a few others that I haven't used it, but then again, I haven't really played with the deck too much. I've tested it and I'm happy with the build, so that's why I made the video. Nightmare and Pappy, you could take them out because I see those 2 being the ones you use least. At least I feel. I've not done Match Duels with it yet, but you can take those 2 out to add in to the extra deck Black Horse Dragon and Clearwing Synchro Dragon. For the times you do side this in and you don't want to use it for its hand effect, you can just normal summon it. Get a Synchro off. Black Horse Dragon and Clearwing can both be very good in certain situations. Necron, there's no Clearwing Synchro Dragon can be very good against Necrons, against things like Trishula. Shadol, chances are they'll make a comeback with their new Water Fusion. They'll be especially good against Necrons with that. But I thought, okay, Shadols are still a thing. They'll probably be used more with that new fusion, so non-fusion area just to stop them from fusion summoning. And then I didn't really know what else to add, so I thought, Yosenju will still be used to a good extent, and Degenerate Circuit really stops Yosenju. Like, you have to pay 500 life points during each of your standby phases, and sure, MST can be used on it, but monsters that would be returned from the field to the hand are removed from play instead. This really stops Yosenju. If they don't have Mystical Space Typhoon to destroy this card, then either they lose all of their monsters during the end phase by banishing them, or they just don't summon much. Or what they could also do is still summon a lot, attack a lot, but then they're forced to use their Xyz monsters. Either they're not going to attack much, or they're going to lose their card advantage that Yosenju is usually able to rack up at the end of the turn. So Degenerate Circuit does help with that. Right, that was the Evilswarm deck profile. Mr. Sal, hope you liked it. Everyone else, let me know what you think of the deck, and I will see you in the next video. Also, leave me suggestions as to what you'd like to see for Duel 200. This video included Duel 197. Just was able to keep that yawn in, damn it. Yeah, let me know what you'd like to see for Duel 200. I intend to make it really special. Let me give me some of your suggestions, and yours may just be used. Alright, see you later.